So what we're going to talk about today is whether you've been in the business for 5, 10 years or whether you've never been in the business, is being true to the process. What if I were to tell you that in this business, right? In this business, it's not as hard as you think it is. It's not as hard as you think it is. Truly not, if you follow the process. And what do I mean by that? What do you want to make in this business? What do you see as making in this business? What's your goal? You got to start with the goal, right? So what do you want to make? And if you don't know, that's okay, but by the end of today, we're going to figure out what you want to make, right?
I just want to spend more experience, learn more.
You're going to learn. We're going to give you, with the owner of this organization, and what you're going to learn here, you will get a Harvard education. For the people who have never worked here before, you will get a Harvard education. We will make you think differently. We will make you see differently. We'll see different perspectives that you've maybe never seen before, right? You will get that, right? But let's start with the goal. Let's start with the goal of where you want to go, right? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? You want to make money. What is that, though? You have to define it, though. What is the money? If you were to write that down, what is that? What is it? What is it per month? Yeah, what is it per month? 7, 8 grand. Is that just a start, or is that just where you want to be? Right? You can say you want to do anything. You have to start saying, I am making 7 grand a month, right? So I hired Rob. Rob was making $2,000 per month. Appraising what? Houses. How long have you been with us for?
19 years.
19 years. Rob came today. 19 years, right? Do you want to make over 6 figures a year doing this business? Is that something you'd want to do? Rob might be the guy you might want to talk to, right? So he went from making 2 grand a month to making over 6 figures. Tanner, how long have you been with us for?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. You've been with 2 years, right? If you don't mind me sharing, Tanner's 2 years by following these processes, by following our culture and understanding the business, he had 2 digits before a comma last month. Is that something you'd want to do? 2 digits before a comma. You understand? Right? At how old?
21.
21. It's all for, you don't have to put any excuses on yourself. Doesn't matter how old you are, what your experience is. It's just if you're willing to follow the process and come to work every single day. So what does that look like, right? You have to put all the beliefs that people tell you that it's a hard business, it's this, it's that. It's not. It's truly not if you truly want to do it. So let's talk about the basics, right? When someone walks into the store, I wrote down on the sheet, it's your words and questions that are losing you deals. Do you know what I mean by this? What do you think I mean by that? Sure. So when someone walks through the door, let's talk about the greeting, right? So we're talking about basics today, but it's the basics and the groundwork that are going to get you where you want to go. So someone walks in the door, how can you greet them? What questions can you ask? What does the average person ask? What does the average person ask? How's it going? Can I help you? When you say, can I help you, what does the customer say?
No.
No, or I'm
Just looking.
just looking, right? So think about this. I'm going to ask you to put your belief in the process. And it has to be like a race car. I went to a racetrack, an Indy 500 racetrack, and they said, Mark, you have to use 100% of the car 100% of the time. What does that mean? You have to use the brakes 100% of the time and the engine 100% of the time. You always use 100% of the car. But in this process, you can't shortcut. You cannot shortcut. So my father told me a long time ago, if you want to stop going in the same circles, guess what? Stop cutting corners. Don't think you know the answers for everybody. So you have to follow the process. It's the biggest thing I can teach you is don't cut corners. Do not cut corners. You have to have a similar process with every single customer every single time. And by the end of this hour, you'll understand why. Right? When someone comes in, you cannot just guess where you're at because it's going to kill you most of the time. What's the average close rate? So someone's been in the business, what's the average close rate? 30%. 30%. That's not a really good guy or girl. Really good guy or girl. Industry average is 20%. That means that you only close 2 out of every 10 people you speak to. So the process I'm going to teach you, and the basics, and it's very basic, is to help you with the other 80%, because the other 80% is with your words, questions, and actions and why you're losing them. So let's talk about the meet and greets. The first thing when you talk to a customer, you should never ask somebody, hey, can I help you? Because they're going to tell you, I'm just looking. And then an hour later, when you ask them to buy, what are they going to tell you? Man, I told you when I got here that what? I was just looking, right? So why would you ask the question you don't want the answer to? Hey, Mom, can I stay out till 4 o'clock this morning? What's your mom going to say? No. So why ask the question? Why ask the question? So we have a company greeting. Does anybody know who Nathan Lankery is? Who is Nathan?
He's the owner.
Great. What's his background?
Gosh, I think he's been in the automotive industry now for over 30 years.
Do you know his story?
Slightly, but not enough to tell it.
So he started no different than any of us. No different than any of us. And he had a goal. He actually wrote his goal down. You know what his goal was? To be an owner of a dealership. See, when you don't write it down, it's just out there. But if you write it down every single day, I'm an owner of a dealership. I'm an owner of a dealership. I'm making $10,000 per month. I'm making $10,000 per month. What does your mind do?
Adapts to that.
Yeah, figures out how to do it, right? Figures out how to do it. So what do you want to do, right? What do you want to do? In this business, you have to know where you're at. You can't just come to work today and say, oh, I'm just going to come to work to come to work. What's your plan? What's your plan? So let's talk about meet and greet, right? Meet and greet. Nathan has a great background of psychology, a brilliant guy. And he's passed on knowledge to me and everybody else. And I'm going to share it with you, right? So when someone comes into the dealership, we have a company greeting. It's just not to be a company greeting. There's actually psychology behind it, because when you ask somebody, hey, can I help you? You're going to get, I'm just looking. You don't want that, because you want to open the door. You don't want to shut it, right? So the greeting is this. Hey, welcome to J Hunt. I'm Mark, and you are? Mitch, nice to meet you. I just wanted to thank you. With all the different choices that you had around us and all the choices online, the fact that you chose us, I'm greatly appreciative of that. So what's going on?
Not much. Just looking for a car.
Great. So what's going on opens up what? Conversation, right?
Yeah.
What do you want to do with a customer? Have a conversation, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on? And then he's going to tell me, and as soon as he tells me, what's the next thing I say?
Awesome. Great.
Great, tell me more. Great, tell me more. So, hey, welcome to J Hunt. I'm Mark, and you are? Hey, with all the different places that you had to go to and all the places online, the fact that you chose us, I'm so grateful that you chose me in the store. So what's going on? Oh, tell me more. Hey, see that black Pilot outside? I'd really like to see it. So what do you do then? What do you do then with that customer? This is the next point. What do you do then? Customer comes in, you greet them. They tell you that they want to see the black Pilot. What do you do then? Follow me. That's right, follow me. But yet, what do most people do? Yes, they become a valet. They become a key boy and I call it a key boy or a key girl. You never want to be either one of those. And the reason why is this. What do I know about him?
Nothing.
Where did he come from? I don't know. What's he driving? Unless I saw him drive in, I don't know. What is he paying now? I don't know. What can he afford? I don't know. So let's talk about a true story, right? Because this happens in the business every single day to experienced people and to non-experienced people. When I say believe in the process, right? You can't cut corners. You might think that you know it or that you know the customer, but if you don't know, how do you fill in the blank? How do you fill in the blank? Let me tell you a true story. There was a guy who worked at the Honda store. Customer came in and said, I want to see that black Pilot outside. So what did he do? He ran and got the keys, but where did he leave the customer? Just standing in the showroom. Standing in the showroom. He didn't even know these people's names. And they're standing in the showroom. Now, what happens when they're standing in the showroom? How do they feel? How would you feel? Someone just greeted you and flew away. Neglected, right?
No.
How long does 3 minutes? If I tell you to go stand outside in the showroom for 5 minutes, I would stand outside in this hallway for 5 minutes.
I'm leaving.
How do you feel?
Yeah.
Uncomfortable, right? And your whole job is to do what? And also to be a professional, right? When you're sick, who do you go see? Why? The professionals, right? When you go buy a house, who do you go see? Okay. So if you go into a doctor's office and say, hey, I have a scratchy throat. The doctor says, oh, man, we're going to remove your throat. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. What are you thinking? He has no clue what he's doing. But isn't that what people do when they come in and say, I just want to see this car? Then all of a sudden, you go grab keys. You go show them a car with no pretense. Nothing. I'm going to go through the story. So guy drives in. So I want to see this black Pilot, right? I want to see this black Pilot. The salesman goes and gets the keys. It's a what's a Pilot touring right now? $53,000 vehicle. Car's brand new, smells brand new, looks brand new, it's great. Who would not like it? Who would not like it? Customer gets in the car. He falls in love with it. Falls in love with it. We spend a half an hour. We show the features, the benefits, everything else. We come back to the desk, right? What don't we know? How much he was paying. So we asked the salesperson, hey, what's the customer driving right now? I don't know. Does he have a loan or a lease? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. What's his budget? I don't know. So we desk the deal. Out of principle, we desk the deal, right? The payment was $780. What was the customer's current payment?
Probably $300.
$280. How many months did he have left on his lease? 7 months. 7 months. So he had 7 months left. He's paying under $300, and we're showing him a car that's 250% more money. What did the customer do? He left. He left. He left. Do people have egos? Right? See, there is a process, and commit to the process 100% of the time. If you do, even when you think you know the answer, tell yourself you don't, because you don't, okay? So when someone comes in, meet and greet, we're going to say, hey, welcome to J Honda. I'm Mark, and you are? DJ, man. Thanks so much for coming in with all the different choices that you had online and locally. The fact that you chose us and me, I'm greatly appreciative of that. So what's going on? Oh, fantastic. Follow me. Tell me more. Tell me about the pilot. Hey, what's changed? Write this down, guys. What's changed in your personal life or your driving habits that brought you in today? Key question you can ask every single customer. They will give you great information. What has changed in your personal life or your driving habits that brought you in today? Right? Well, Mark, hey, I saw this black Pilot outside. I want to take a look at it. I'm telling you not to go grab the keys. Does anyone know what ABR means? Hey, what's changed in your personal life or your driving habits that brought you in today? Great question. So when someone says they want to see a car, right? Hey, I want to drive that car. Before you go grab those keys, we're going to do what? I come to your house. I knock on your front door. You open up. Do you leave me on the front stoop? Or do you bring me in?
Invite them in. Yeah.
Okay. So when you go grab the keys and leave them in the middle of the showroom, you're leaving them on the front stoop, right? I want to invite you in. I want to sit you on the couch. I want to do what?
Make you feel fuzzy and comfortable.
That's right. And also, two laws of reciprocity. If I give you something, you're more likely to do what in return? That's right. So I'm always going to give the customer what? Hey, folks, I'll be right back in just 1 second. I'm going to give them a water.
Water,
You-
coffee.
You guys have a snack
or
tray?
cup of air.
That's right. Do you have a snack tray at your dealership? What I love to do is we have a snack tray. I think Honda has a snack tray too, right? Bring them water and a snack tray and tell them to do what? Hey, grab one. Take one. Take one. Who are you serving? You're serving the customer, right? You're taking care of them. So we're going to sit them down. We're going to sit them down in our office, right? We're going to sit them down in our office. Never, ever, ever. When someone says, hey, I want to go see that car, does anyone know what ABR is? I asked it just a second ago. Acknowledge, bridge, redirect. You know what I mean by that? Hey, I'd be more than glad to show you the Pilot. Not a problem at all. Were you looking for something basic or some a little bit more equipment? Were you looking for something basic or some a little bit more equipment on it?
More equipment.
Great. What does that look like to you? What does it look like to you? How does it when someone says basic or equip, right? Basic or like, are you just looking for like leather in the sunroof, or are you just looking for a heated seat? So when you ask most people, it's, hey, yeah, I'm looking for a Honda Pilot. Great. Are you looking for something basic or something a little bit more equipment on it? Or something basic. Oh, what does that look like to you? Sometimes we put people on too much car. And we'll go over that in a second too. So we're going to bring them back to our office, right? We're going to bring them back to our office. We're going to have a conversation. What conversation are we going to have? Does everybody know what you probably don't, but does everyone know what a worksheet is? Right? So the worksheet's going to give you all the clues you need. Okay? What's your average payment at your store? What's your average payment? $550. Do you know that the average payment in the industry right now is $616? $616. Okay? Now, by following this process, I'm going to show you something. Just remember that number, right? Remember that number. So I'm going to sit a customer down. What do I want to know about that customer?
Well, job, family, financial capabilities.
Great. So I would agree with you. Other than knowing a first name and a last name, where's your phone? 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 Right next to you. Where's your phone? Okay. Would you agree that everybody has their phone on them? Right? So other than a first name and a last name, what do I want to know?
Phone number.
Cell phone. I want a cell phone. I want a cell phone, and what else? Email. Those two things, right? Because I can tell you, and Tanner can tell you from working with me, 90% of my business comes from this. And 90% of my business comes from not even talking to the customer. It comes from texting the customer. 3 texts last night. And sometimes they come a week, 4 days, 8 days, 2 weeks later after I text the customer. Because it stays on their phone. They remember, oh, that guy from Honda, that guy from BMW actually sent me something. And we'll talk about what HSO means, because that's what I use in my texts, right? Texting is so important. So when you talk to a customer, again, we're talking about 80-20 rules. We're talking about the 20% you sell and then the other 80% you don't, right? Why you don't. So we're going to get a cell phone and we're going to get a email. So why don't you? Why don't you? Why don't you collect them? For even the people in this room, why don't you collect them? You don't have a process. You don't have a process to do it. When I go look in the CRM, I have access to every single store. I go look at all the salespeople. You guys are great at getting cell phones, but you know what you're not great at getting? Emails. Why not? Why wouldn't you? You know you have a $100,000 plus system dedicated to you? And then to top it off, do you guys know about the new AI system?
Yeah.
So you guys have a system, if you collect the data, that you have a full-time assistant that we pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for, that's going to do the follow-up work for you when you can't, 24/7. But you have to do what? You have to get the information, yeah. You have to get the information. You have to get the information from the customer. We'll talk about how to get that in a second, but you have to get the information. So also, too, I want to know where you're coming from, right? So where do you live?
South Euclid.
South Euclid. I love South Euclid. I was born and raised. I wasn't born there, but I was raised in South Euclid. Rob wasn't too far behind, yeah. Off of, I was between Green and Belvoir.
Okay.
By St. Mark, I know Sheffield is, yes. I was by St. Margaret Mary's Church on a place called Chelston. So you talk to a customer, right? You want to collect this information. Why is it, if you are in Akron, Ohio, and the customer's coming from Mentor, why is that important?
Coming far.
Right? If someone comes to J Honda, they're coming from Medina. What do they pass to get to you? A bunch of districts. So why do they come to you? So it could be a few different reasons, right? Could be a few. The answer is you don't know, but you know they came for a reason, right? Could be that you have the car and nobody else. That's right. Nobody else does, right? Could be that they were treated poorly at their other store, right? Could be that they saw one of your advertisements and they decided to come up. But it's important that you know that someone driving an hour away, are they typical coming back?
No.
They came for a
Deal.
came for a want, need, or desire that you have, right? So knowing where they come from. So I know it's Rob Logan from South Euclid, Ohio. I have his cell phone and his email. That's just a start. So if you don't get his email, 100% of all people have an email. Does anyone not in this room have an email? So would you agree that if you don't get it, you didn't ask correctly? Right? So make me a promise. Part of this process is when you greet a customer, you're going to greet them with Nathan's greeting. It's more than just a company greeting. There's a lot of psychology behind it to get the customer not to tell you, I'm just looking, and to open up to you to start having a conversation. And we're going to do these classes twice a month. The greeting's just really simple, like I said before. Welcome to J Honda, welcome to BMW Akron. I'm Mark Lyon, and you are. Thanks for coming. I know you had a million different choices locally and also online. The fact that you chose us, I'm so appreciative of that. So what's going on? And whatever they tell you, oh, tell me more. Great, follow me. We're going to go sit them down at our desk. The last 19 years, what have you built? How? Relationships, right? So Rob, if you don't know Rob makes 6 figures a year, and Rob doesn't take customers. He doesn't have to take customers. You work there. Customers come in and day out. He has a book of business that he's built. Didn't take him long to build. Didn't take him 19 years to build. He got it pretty quickly. I told him, year 1, this is what you're going to make. Year 2, you'll probably double it. Year 3, you'll do 70,000 plus if you follow the process. But most people, don't want to do. They want a shortcut. How long have you worked today for? Do you know? When you go to work, how long do you work for? How many hours do you work? 8 to 10 hours, right? How many customers are you going to talk to?
Quite a bit.
Okay. How many customers will you talk to today? 2 or 3. How many customers will you talk to, Tanner?
Yeah, about 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Actual in showroom, how many will you talk to?
Oh, in the show?
In the showroom, yeah.
1 or 2.
1 or 2. How many in showroom? 1 or 2. So realize when your brain tells you to shortcut and you know the answer, you only get that 1 or 2 customers a day. Make sure you follow this process every step of the time. That is the meet and greet at the door, use our company greeting, right? You sit them down at your desk, you don't go get keys. Never, ever, ever. I don't care if they say, I know the exact car I want. I'm gonna tell you why not to. Even if they come in on a used car and say, man, I want this orange Beetle. I've been looking at it for days. Still, please don't get the keys. I'll tell you why, okay? Has anyone ever had someone come look at a car and it wasn't what they thought and they left? And you went and you got the keys and showed them the car. They didn't like the car, and then you didn't know what to do, and they left. Because you were so sure they were buying that car, you forewent the process. Even if I know they want the car, I'm still sitting them down, I'm still talking to them, I'm still asking them, hey, what brought you in on this Beetle? So in my head, I know if the Beetle goes wrong, guess what I have in reserve? I have other cars in the moment I can show them without just having them walk away, right? So customers come in, what's the average payment? $616. That's light at the BMW store, just so you know. I don't even have a car at $616 I can sell you, right? That's light, but that's the average payment. The average car sold today is what? $47K as of last month. How about the average used car? Does anybody know?
30.
Close, 28K. So average new, average used, okay? 74% of all your customers buy what? Warranties. My finance managers wish they agree with you on that. 74% of your people, right? So how can someone buy a car? Let's go through it real quick. How can someone buy a car at your store? Finance. So finance, what else? Lease, what else? Cash. Those 3, right? Out of 100 people, how many people pay cash? You're right on the money. 74% of all people finance a car. So what does that mean? 74% of all people are payment buyers. Would anyone disagree with this statement? The lower the payment I can show the customer, the better off I am to sell a car. Would anyone disagree with that? Great, so how do you do that? How do you do that? And let's go through your process, right? So I'm gonna meet a customer, I'm gonna greet them, I'm gonna bring them back to my desk, I'm gonna get them a water, I'm gonna get them a snack. The next thing I'm going to do before I go to this next step, which none of you guys do, who has a phone at their desk? Do you have a phone at your desk? Not this phone, a regular phone. Phone. Everybody have a phone, right? Great. There you go. But yet you don't do it. How do you like to, if when someone treats you and respects you and treats you like a king, like you're Jeff Bezos or Musk or any of these other guys, the President of the United States, how would you feel? You're the Ritz-Carlton. What do?
They cater.
They more than cater. Yeah. They throw petals at your feet, right? Yes, sir. No, sir. You're the man. The whole deal, right? How does that make you feel?
Great.
Great. What can they charge for their rooms?
Whatever they want.
That's right. Why? Listen to what he just said. What can they charge for the rooms? Whatever they want. They're a premium, right? Start treating your customers like a premium. So your competition is other dealers. Truly are, right? 78% of people said they bought their car because they liked, trusted, and believed the salesperson. You ever had anyone come from Toyota before and say, man, I would never buy a Toyota, man. I would never do it. Yeah. I'm like, why? What's wrong with the Toyota? Man, that guy, he was smoking a cigarette. He was talking to his girlfriend on the phone. He wasn't paying no attention to me, man. Does Toyota make a bad car? No. They related the brand with the customer. So as soon as your customer sits down, what I want you to do is pick up the phone. And if your friends giggle at you, giggle back. Pick up the phone. You're going to say, hey, who's your receptionist at Honda? April, can you do me a favor? Can you please hold all my calls so I have an important customer in front of me? Thank you. Mr. Customer, by the way, I'm going to put my phone on vibrate so we don't have any disruptions. What does that tell your customer?
That you're focused on them.
Who's number one? Are they getting that anywhere else?
No.
They're not. So why wouldn't you do it? How long does that take?
2 seconds.
2 seconds. 2 seconds. So I'm going to sit you down. First, I'm not going to go grab you a car. I'm going to sit you down. I'm going to get to know a little bit where you're coming from. I'm going to call the operator. I'm going to have them turn off the phone, put me on, and put my phone on vibrate. I'm giving you full respect, right? I'm going to ask you, hey, what brought you in today? What's changing your personal life? What's changing your driving habits that brought you in? They're going to tell me something, right? You're selling new cars? New cars?
Used.
You're selling used? Doesn't matter. This works anything. New and used?
I don't know idea.
You don't know yet. That's fine. We'll figure it out.
New and used.
New and used. New and used. New and used. New and used. New and used, right? Okay? So you're looking at, let's say we're talking about a new car, right? Used car you can do the same thing with. So you're looking for, say, a Honda Civic, right? And you tell me that you are in on a lease. What do I want to know before I go to the desk? Okay? So you're looking at leasing the vehicle. You're looking at leasing the vehicle. This is where I'm asking you guys to write this down because it's so important. Is we're going to lease the car. Fantastic. What do I need to know if they're going to lease the car? What information do I need to know if they're going to lease the car?
Driving habits.
Driving habits, right? Great. So I'm going to set the expectations, right? I'm going to set the expectations. Hey, are you like most? Are you like the average BMW owner? Do you drive 10,000 miles per year? Let's play it out. Are you like the average BMW owner? Do you drive 10,000 miles per year?
I drive a little bit more than that.
Oh, great. What do you drive per year?
Like 15.
Great. Not a problem at all. So if we're talking about a lease, right? Yeah. Not a problem. I can show you 15,000. It's just going to bump your payment up a little bit, but no big deal. What did I just set the expectation?
The payment's going to be higher.
Because you're going higher. Great. Great. So without you answering, and without you answering, and without you answering, how do you ask for money down on a lease?
What's your your initial investment, or?
Okay, so what's your initial investment?
Or usually, like if they're paying, like I ask them about their previous lease.
That's good. So initial investment. What's your initial investment? How would you ask for money up front?
I honestly have no idea.
You have no idea. Good. How would you ask for money up front? No idea. Okay. How would you ask for money up front?
How much money do you have saved?
Okay. How much money do you have? So those are all questions, right? Do you remember when we talked about how they walked in the front door and the question we didn't want to ask? Why didn't we want to ask that question? Because you got an answer you didn't want, right? Let's think about this. Let's go and just think about this at a different level, right? Math. This is math. This is all math, right? It's the questions that are losing you deals, right? When I ask somebody, hey, what do you want to put down? What are you going to get?
0.
You're going to get 0, right? So let me ask you this. You guys agree with the statement before, the lower I can show someone a payment on the vehicle, the high likelihood they are to buy, correct? Would you guys agree with that statement? So why would you put yourself in a position of higher payments? Let's look at the average payment of $616, right? And Tanner will be the first one to tell you. Tanner's been doing this 2 years. He is the strongest guy in collecting money up front. And how does he do it? It's how he words it, because I've taught him how to do it, right? When you ask somebody, hey, what do you want to put down? Typically what they're going to say is nothing. Nothing. Okay. Or you can say, hey, Tanner, are you like most of my customers? Are you like most of my customers? You can put all the standard fees down. Doc fee, registration, taxes, first payment, all that good stuff. On this car, it's right around $3,600. You can do that, can't you? You can do. I don't care who they say yes or no. How many people say yes? 90%. He's up to 90. I hear him all the time. Are you like most of my customers? You can put all the standard fees down. Okay? Let me ask you a question. Do people feel safety in a herd, or do most people like to be a black sheep? Herd. Why?
You like to be a part of something.
Like to be a part of something, right? So when you tell somebody, hey, are you like most of my customers? Isn't that the herd mentality? Hey, are you like most of my customers? You can put all your standard fees down. Your first payment, doc fee, registration, plates, all that good stuff. It's right around $3,600. Is that what you're thinking? You can do that, can't you? Right? What's the worst they could tell you? No. Great. But I can tell you Tanner's case, I would say about 80% of the time, he gets the cash. And he also does something which is very good. What does a Civic cost? How about an Accord? Pilot. Great. As the MSRP of the car goes up, what does he ask for? So on a Civic, he's asking for $2,600. On an Accord, he's asking for $3,200. On a 50,000 car, he's asking for 4,500 because relative to the price of the car, right? So let me ask you this. You do it your way and say, hey, what would you like to put down? And they're going to tell you 9 out of 10 times, I don't want to put anything down. You do it my way, the store way. Hey, like most of my customers, you can put all the standard fees down, acquisition fee, doc fee, taxes, all that good stuff. About $3,600 that you're thinking? Yes. What does that $3,600 buy you? Somebody have a calculator on their phone? Take 3,600 divided by 36. Should be $100, right? Should be $100? Okay. Follow me here, guys. Minus 100. Keep going. Great, not a problem. So we're looking at a lease. You're going to do a higher mile lease. That's cool. It's 15,000 miles a year. It's going to raise your payment up a little bit. So you're going to be like most of my customers. You're going to put the standard fees down, right? You put the standard fees down, first, doc, all that good stuff. Fantastic. So hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? The last thing I would ever want to do is dishonor you by leaving free money on the table. Are you okay if I give you free money?
Of course.
What did I just get from him? Yeah, I'm gonna get 45. I've been weaving yeses. I'm gonna get 45 yeses in 45 minutes, whether you know it or not. But what you guys don't do, and I can tell by national stats, what's free money at your store? Money at your store. I want free money. How do I get it? Okay. How do I get free money at your store? You need to know this. How do I get free money at your store? If I'm the customer, how do I get free money? How do I get free money? You don't know. How do I get free money? I'm passing you. How do I get free money? How do I get free money?
Loyalty.
Bingo. Questions. It's the questions and words that you ask that are losing you deals. What is loyalty at Volkswagen?
It was 500.
What's loyalty at BMW?
$2,000 sometimes.
1,000, 2,000. What's loyalty at Honda? Does anybody know? $500, okay? What's $500 divided by 36? Can I get a calculator for that? What's $500 divided by 36? $13. Great. And that's for loyalty. Okay. How about military? Does anybody have military programs?
Yeah, $500.
That's additional, right? Okay, $13. First responder, is that the same as military for you? Huh?
We don't have a first responder.
You don't have first responder? Do you have first responder?
Yeah.
How much is it?
It's 500.
500, not $13. How about corporate? You guys have corporate discounts?
Conquest.
So you have Conquest? How much is it?
I think it's 500 too.
$500. Oh my God, look at that. But yet we never ask. And people walk out the door for $10, $15, $25 every day. Because you don't believe, you don't have a process. You have to use 100% of the car 100% of the time. It doesn't matter who you're in front of. You have to ask these questions because I'm going to show you in the end why I win and why you win by using this process. So now we're going to ask them the questions. Hey, can I ask you some questions? The last thing I'd ever want to do is leave any free money on the table. There's a bunch of different programs out there to reward different categories and different job titles. Can I ask you a few questions for you? Great. Have you served or anybody in the household served in the military?
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. Why is that important? Because I pick up anywhere from $500 to $1,000. What type of car do you own? What type of cars are in the household? Most programs at BMW is you just have to have it in the household. So if a brother, sister, mother lives at your same address, has a BMW, you're considered loyalty. If somebody in your household with military, you're military, right? Great. So what company do you work for, if you don't mind me asking? Progressive. Progressive would probably qualify for a corporate discount. They would at BMW, right? So we have loyalty, we have military, we have corporate. So what's the next step to land somebody on a car? What's the next step? What do you want to know? So what does a Honda Civic cost per month on a lease? 400? How about an Accord? How about a CRV Touring? 500. How about a Pilot Touring Elite? 657. Good. Okay. So you have a pretty good idea, whether your manager wants you to know or not. You have a pretty good idea what these cars go for, right? You have a pretty good idea what these cars go for. Tanner, do you have a pretty good idea? What does a 2 Series go for?
650 to 700.
Okay, how about an X5?
12 to 1500.
12, 1500. How about an X7?
1800 to 2200.
That's right. So that's why I asked Tanner to come today. Other than that, he's become a great salesperson in 2 years and he's making great income. He's also following the process, right? So Tanner, when he first started with us, again, this is, and you guys are brand new, so this is going to be relevant to what you do, right? So customer comes in and he wanted to see the shiny black X7 M60. Car's $127,000, just so you know. Just to give you context, right? When you're talking to a customer, you have to realize what range you're working in, right? So what type of budget are we working with? Up to? Not to exceed? If you really, really like it, Supermax? 650, right? 650. What's the first payment he gave me? 500. What's the second and third? The last one was what? 650, right? He gave me 650. So he gave me a payment that was similar to what the national average is, 650. But yet, he wants me to go show him an X7 M60. How do you think that's going to work out? So the next question would be the next question at the $616 a month, were you looking at putting a large investment down on this vehicle? And the customer would have said what? No, I don't want to put anything down. So we went out, because he's new, doesn't know any better, right? Goes out, shows the car. Does the customer like the car? Love the car, man. Oh my God, they love the car. It's great. They can't wait to get into their showroom. So we present the numbers. Where did the customer want to be?
It was like 1200.
They want to be at $1,200 a month, right? $1,200 a month, and we were $2,100. So that hour of time he spent with the customer, was it productive? Who won? No one won. No one won. He didn't win, customer didn't win, because we didn't do our job, right? So you have at Honda, you probably have 150 cars on the ground, right? So I asked you before, when you go get sick, who do you go see? Doctor. And when you go buy a house, you go see a realtor, right? So if you went to and told a realtor, hey, my budget's $500 a month, and the realtor went and took you to Bracknell and showed you a waterfront condo with a boat slip and a gym, you're like, oh, I can get this for $500 a month? Oh, no, it's $2,250. How would you feel?
Stupid.
You feel like you're dealing with someone who has no clue of what they're even doing or not even paying attention. I mean, did you even pay attention to me? That's how your customers feel when you don't ask them questions. You have to figure out what they're trying to do, right? And the key is history repeats itself. You get up on the left side or right side of the bed every morning? Middle. Well, how do you get off the bed? You don't get off the middle. Do you slide down the middle, or do you go off right or left?
Right.
Right, okay. I'm left. What side are you?
Both mainly left.
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 Okay. Is that every day? Why?
Just routine.
Routine, right? And then what do you do next? See, I get off the left side of the bed. I go in, I turn the shower on, then I go and put my contact in. I can tell you what I do every single day, unless something interrupts me. How they bought their last car is probably going to be how they buy their next car. You just have to understand how they bought their last car, right? So trade, it's important. The trade's so important. So now I know I meet and greeted them. I wasn't a key boy or key girl. I actually used our company greeting. I sat them down. I got their first name, last name. I got their cell phone number and email. We're talking about lease or purchase. We just talked about a lease. Now, used cars are purchased the same way, right? So, hey, are you like most of my customers? For the best rates, the banks like to see 10 to 20% down. On this car, it's a $30,000 vehicle where you're looking at putting the $3,000 to $6,000 down. You can do that, can't you? What did I just ask for? What does that $3,000 to $6,000 buy the payment down, guys? So on a purchase, $6,000 would buy the payment down to $120. What do people have these days from COVID in their cars? Starts with negative. Equity, negative equity, right? So your job is not only to sell a car, is to package a deal. So when it goes to the finance department, it has the highest probability to be bought, right? Highest probability to be bought. It's all in the setup. So on a purchase, hey, are you like most of my customers, the banks like to see, for the best rates, 10 to 20% down. On this car, it's a $50,000 vehicle. Are you looking to put, you can do 5 to 10 grand, can't you? And they say no. Where do you go from there? No.
Well, how close can you get to that?
Great, we're gonna do a form of that, yes. You can give me 75% of that, can't you? Instead of 5 grand, can you give me 3,500?
Yeah.
Great. Can you give me 3,500? No, Mark, I can't do 35. I didn't want to do nothing. Well, you can give me 25%, can't you? Can't you give me 1,250? No, Mark, I don't want to do anything. Great, not a problem. I can do that. You're just going to raise your payment. It's going to raise your payment. It may affect your rate. Not a problem, right? On a lease, when someone says, hey, standard fees, you want to do first payment, doc fee, all that good stuff? No, Mark, I don't want to do money. I don't want to do any money down. Acknowledge, bridge, redirect. I understand. You can give me 75% of that, can't you? You can give me like 2 grand, can't you? No, Mark, I don't want to do any money down. Man, you got to come up with your first payment or else you're going to be late. You got to come up with your plates and stuff so you can drive. You can do a grand. You have to do that, right? Yeah, Mark, I'll give you a grand. Why do you want to fight for that grand? It's 30 bucks. And how many deals have you lost because the payment was 305 instead of 275? You have to fight for the money up front. If you don't, this is what happens later on. So now we find a budget. We find a budget, right? $650. But you're on a X7 M60, so what do? How do you flip? Recommend, right? How do you approach that conversation with the customer?
Based on what you're telling me with your budget,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a vehicle that might fit you a little bit better. Would be open to taking a look at it.
Sure, I love that. I actually love that. Hey, you know what? I listened to you loud and clear. You said you want to be at $650 a month. You're looking at a Honda Pilot Touring that I know is probably double that of what you're looking for. The last thing I'd ever want to do is show you a car that's double what you want to pay. Are you willing to move up in price, or did you want to have a ton of different options of Hondas at $650 a month? Are you open to me showing you some of those options? Right or wrong? What does the customer say? Because if you go show them a car that's double their budget, what's going to happen in most cases? They're not coming back. They're not buying a car, or you place them on a wrong car, right? So when you ask them, say you're looking for a Honda Pilot, another key question, please write this down. Are you looking for something basic, or are you looking for something with a little bit more equipment? Why is that question important?
Heated seats to somebody could be, they think it's top of the line, but it's bottom trim.
So let's look at BMW just for an example. Honda the same way. What is on a Honda Pilot, what's your lowest MSRP, Rob? Lowest MSRP on a Pilot. Pilot LX. Do they still make Pilot LXs?
No.
Sports. So what's your MSRP on a Pilot Sport?
44.
44 grand. Watch this, guys. 44 grand. What's your highest Pilot?
55. 56.
55, 56. So for the same body style car, there's an $11,000 difference. There's an $11,000 difference. That $11,000 equates to what on a purchase? Does anybody know? $240, $250 a month. Okay. On a lease, few hundred, right? So vehicle placement is key. When you're talking to a customer, asking the question, are you looking for something basic or something with a little bit more equipment? And then let them answer. Then they say, well, I'm looking for something with a little bit more equipment. Please don't fill in the blank. The next question I want you to ask, please write this down, is what does that look like to you? What does that look like to you? I just wanted a sunroof and heated seats. Rob, do you have an option with no leather, sunroof and heated seats in a Pilot? Or a CRV? I know CRV you do, right? Great. So when someone says a little bit more equipment, just don't fill in the blank. Ask them, what does that look like to you? Well, what do you mean? Oh, when you say a little bit more equipment, what was important to you? Oh, I just wanted, I had a lady tell me, I just want leather and a heated seat. I mean, leather and a heated seat. Well, every single one of our cars comes with a leather and a heated seat, right? We don't have any cloth cars. They're all leather and heated seats. So if I would have just said, when she said, I want something with more equipment, if I would have just assumed she wanted the highest model vehicle, I could have moved her up how much? In my cars, they go up 70 grand. So like a BMW X5 starts at 72, goes up to 140, right? So I could double the price of the car. So it's so important to understand what's important to them, and then talking about history of how I'm going to tie this back in is what they're driving now. What they're driving now. So your vehicle, do you mind if I ask you, how do you get vehicle information? I want to ask you guys first before I share. How would you get customers' vehicle information?
Like on their trade, you mean?
Yeah, so customer comes in, you sit them down, you're having a conversation, you figure out that they want to lease a car, they want to lease a Volkswagen, they're willing to put the standard fees down at $3,600, they're doing 12,000 miles per year. You figured out if they have loyalty, military, and corporate, right? You figure out they have a Volkswagen. What are your next questions?
I usually say something like, what did you like about your last Volkswagen if you had it? Like if they had a Jetta, what were things that you liked about it?
Sure.
And then if they're looking for like a Tiguan or something, instead of that, was there something that was in the Tiguan that maybe your Jetta didn't have, or
What else do you want to know other than the equipment to help you out moving forward?
Lifestyle changes?
Lifestyle changes. About their vehicle, right? So if they're driving a Honda Civic, right? What do you want to know about the Honda Civic?
Was there an LX, EX?
That's right. There you go. You got it. You got it right on the money, right? Go back to how you get out of bed every day. It's all history, right? So they're on a Civic. Oh, your Civic, did you buy it new or used? New or used, right? Oh, you bought it new. Oh, fantastic. Did you lease or you purchased it? Great. Now, did you pay cash or finance it?
Finance.
Great. So I'm going to tell you how you get to all the information you need before this, right? So Tanner wrote a $12,000 deal 3 days ago. 3 days ago, right? How did he do it?
Asking these questions.
Yeah, all information. Mario wrote a $16,000 deal the other day. How did he do it? By asking questions. And we wrote a $14,000 deal by asking questions. Here's my key. You guys are coming out of COVID. Was COVID high prices or low prices? Some of the highest it's ever been. So people coming out of their cars, they're paying higher than they ever have, right? So these are the questions I ask. When you ask for what they're driving now, hey, how would you ask about a customer's car? So if you ask somebody, hey, what are you driving now and what are you paying? What are they probably going to tell you?
a low number?
They're going to tell you a low number. They're going to tell you you don't need to. Let's go work the deal first, man. Then we'll talk about my trade, right or wrong. Have you ever heard that before?
All the time.
All the time, right? All the time. I'm going to show you how to eliminate that. Would you agree with this statement? Most people are what? Selfish. Most people are selfish. Right or wrong? Do most people look out for themselves before they look out for somebody else? Would you guys agree with that? Right? Right. When I talk to a customer and I talk about their trade, why do I want to know about their trade? Because it's a roadmap to the sale for me, how they bought their last car. So, hey, the last thing I'd want to do is, like I said before, is leave any money on the table. A lot of the programs are tied to your vehicle. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions about the vehicle? So when your car bought, so when I go talk to my manager, I don't leave any money on the table. Is that okay? Who does it benefit? What are they going to tell you?
Yeah.
Anything you need to know. Great. So when you bought the car, did you buy it new or used? You bought it new? Oh, fantastic. Did you lease or purchase the vehicle? Purchase the car. Great. What bank did you use?
US Bank.
U.S. Bank. Fantastic. Do you still have a balance on it?
Yes.
Great. So we have programs that sometimes that they'll pull ahead programs where they'll pay payments up to 6 payments to get you out of your car early. What's your payment? Is it under $1,000 a month?
Yeah.
Great. Why do I use under $1,000 a month?
You give yourself leverage.
Or what most people say is what?
They'll say what it
Oh, hell no, man. I'm paying $320. So what do I know now? What do I know now? One is they're paying $320. They have 2 years left on their loan. What does that tell me? They probably have equity. If their miles are right, they probably have equity, right? They're paying $320. Oh, and at $320, that's probably a pretty low payment on a Civic. Oh, what did you put down? Or did you put a lot of money down, or did you trade something in? So when I go to the desk, now what if they're from Santander?
Oh,
What does it tell me?
bad credit.
You could have some credit issues, right? So you know up front, you could have some credit issues out of the bank, or Rock Financial, right? Or if it's through Honda, then I know it's probably decent loyalty, right? But I want to know what they're paying now. So when I talk to them, right, and how we made some of these deals is that a customer was on a lease, right? He had 2 months left. What do we do with those 2 months? We didn't have to do anything because there was equity in the car, right? So knowing where they are on a trade is so important. So when you touch the desk, you can say what? What if they're paying $850 a month on a Civic? What if they're paying $550 a month on a Civic? Do you want to drop that?
Yeah.
You'd want to, but do you really want to? Someone paying $550 a month on a Civic. Do you want to show them $350?
No.
No. What do most people think is happening in the car business and the pricing?
Go up.
Go up, right? Yeah. Right. How do you guys get paid? Gross, yeah. The higher the gross,
The more money.
correct. It's by having situational awareness of knowing where you're at. And what's the worst the customer can tell you? No. You can always build something in. So we'll talk about that too. So by using this process, right? You get somebody new. He meets somebody at the front door. He gets the keys to the car. He shows them the vehicle. He comes back, knows nothing, that's the deal. He doesn't ask any of the right questions. He doesn't know about loyalty, military, or corporation. He doesn't ask for money up front. The correct way. Hey, are you like most of my customers, right? He desks them at 616. Or they meet a professional like you. You ask all the right questions. You follow the process all the way through. What's this payment? 616 minus 100 because you got the money down. So they only qualify for 2 of these, which most people do, right? So it's $26. It's $126. That's $490. Same car. Same car. What's an easier payment to close? Well, why wouldn't you set yourself up that way every time? Or anytime you can? Do you understand? This is how the average person does the deal. They don't look for the extra money. They don't ask for the money down. And they desk a deal at 616. But yeah, if you follow the process, whose money is this $100? You're negotiating with whose money? When you give away your money, so what does it affect? When you give away gross, it affects your paycheck. When you bump a trade, whoever goes to sell that trade later on, you're in used cars. I stuff a car. I stuff a car to crazy money. When you go to sell it, what margin do you have? None. So it's not good for you either, right? So when you stuff a trade, when you don't ask for money down, right, it hurts everybody involved. Put yourself in this position. No different than this. Let's look at it one more way. Let's say picking the wrong car. Picking the wrong car. So you said a Honda Pilot is $44K, right? What's the next level up after that, Rob? EXL. And what's that on? What's the MSRP on that? 47. Let's just do this. Common 44 to 47. I always start my customer, in most cases, with the lowest model. Because guess what the customer does? They bump themselves, yeah. They bump themselves. Most people don't use half the stuff in the car anyways. So I show them an LX, they're like, no. I need the next model up. Great, not a problem. I can show you that. It's just going to cost you a little bit more. What am I doing with the expectations? Right? So 44 to 47 car. Let's say they actually would use the $44,000 car, but we didn't ask our questions. We didn't qualify, and we just showed them the closest car to the door. You ever heard that before, Rob? They want the closest car to the door because they're too lazy to go down to the bottom of the hill to get the car that actually matches the customer's wants, needs, and desires. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to show a 44 car to a 47. What's the difference between 44 and 47? That's a $3,000. $60, yeah, $60. So by putting them on the wrong car, now instead of 610, you're 670. You're 670. Just by pulling the wrong car. And if you don't even do that, say you go to 44 to what's the next level up after 47? 50? Yeah. 50K. Trail Sport, 50K. So by picking the wrong car, you're picking $6,000 too much vehicle. What does that $6,000 equate to? $120. Have you ever lost a deal for $120? And then once you put them on that car, I'm going to tell you a quick story. For my first date before I got married, there was a restaurant called Classics. I wanted to really impress the girl. So I took her out, took her to Classics. I hired a piano player because they had a piano there, so you can rent a piano player. Had my table put right next to the piano. I had a florist send in flowers, had the flowers on top of the piano with her name on it. And then I had the maitre d' have a bottle of Dom sitting next to the table. And the maitre d' greeted me, Mr. Lyon, it's so nice to see you. I didn't know the guy, I just told him what my name was. Can you please greet me that way, right? Mr. Lyon, so nice to see you. I had flowers, I had champagne, I had a piano player. What does that show the person I was trying to date? How was the experience? Fantastic, okay? And then, what if the next time I just took her to BW3s? People laugh. How's it gonna work? What's the experience? But that's what you do when you put somebody on a Pilot EXL Touring, because you didn't do your job, you didn't qualify them, and then you try to rip them from that car and put them to an LX. Some people just can't tell you that they don't want to do that. So what do they tell you? I got to think about it. Let me go talk to my brother, sister, mother, father, my attorney. You're the first place. I'll give you all the excuses. Has anyone ever had a deal where it just flowed from start to finish? You met the customer, you put them on the car, the payment fit their budget, and they just said, okay. You ever had one of those before? You know why that happened? You follow the process. You spent the time for the one or two people you'll have today, the one person that you'll have in 8 hours. Spend the hour and commit to yourself. I don't care if they want to buy that car 110%, I'm still going to follow the process. I'm going to do the meet and greet. I'm going to sit them down in my office. I'm going to figure out what's changed in their life. I'm going to figure out all the right questions to ask them, whether they're buying or leasing. Are they putting the standard fees down like most of my customers do, right? I'm going to learn about their trade. So when I go to the desk and talk to my manager and say, hey, I have these folks. They're on a Honda Civic. Their budget's $350 a month. I got $3,600 down. They're a loyalty, and they only have 3 payments left on their lease. Am I on the right car? Yeah, you're on the right car. You'll see things line up for you by following the basics. Just don't shortcut it. Like my old man said, if you want to stop going in the same circles, stop shortcutting. Stop cutting corners. Fair enough? Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your time today. And I figured it'd take about an hour of your time, and we'll do more of this. But I hope you took something from this. But just remember that it's those setups, that 470 payment or 617 payment to 490 is all based on how you set your deal up. 74% of all your customers buy payment. The lower the payment you can show them based on the value you built in the vehicle that you chose that meets their wants, needs, and desires, the better off you are. The better off you are. Just commit to the process. And if you do that, you can talk to Mr. Logan, you can talk to Mr. Tanner. They're both successes in this business, especially if you're new in this business too. It will truly shortcut where you want to go. And before you leave and go home tonight, write a goal down of what you want to do. A goal is, I want this or I want that. No, it has to be written. It's called the 3% Club. Only 3% of the people write their goals down. And you have to write it in a way that says, I am making $7,000 a month. Not that I want to, I am making $7,000 a month. I am making $7,000 a month. Tanner, when you're switched on, what do you do?
When I'm switched on,
When you're switched on, yeah.
make a lot of money.
That's right. And when you're switched off?
I can't.
Right? So when you come to work, you got to say switched on. It is a choice. It is a choice. It is a choice. I'm smiling, having fun, having a great time, and asking the right questions and using the framework so that when I go to present a number, I know I'm in the best position, not only for the customer, but for yourself to close the deal. Do you guys have any questions at all today? Did you take anything from today?
Yes.
Good. Okay. And there's a lot more to this. It's just a basic framework. We'll get into a lot more of the nuances going into class. But this is a system that will sell you 25, 30 cars a month if you let it. If you let it. Just remember, you only close 20% of the people that you talk to. 80%, your percentages will go up. You guys have a great, fantastic, and wonderful Thursday. I'll see you guys later on, but thank you. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate it too. Have a great day. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate it.
Thank you.